Hello, it's still a bit early. Hello. Now we're back with day 4. That is such an exciting day. So exciting because we're getting into the doing, into your concrete plan, your step-by-step. So as the previous day, I'm pulling up here the comments. Give me a minute. And meanwhile, let me know that you're on. Tell me where you're from. So we know we have literally with the success advisors alone, the whole world with us, from the United States to the Philippines, from the UK and to South Africa. So if you would have asked me 1 year ago, how quick can it go to run an international business? Here you go, less than a year. Actually, just half a year, maybe it's 7-8 months now. So let me know when you're here so I can know where you're from. Okay, so here is the comments. To silence this. Hi, Dominic. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Landon from Sweden. See, even more north than the UK. And Jessie is from Spain. Hola, ¿qué tal? So we have a truly international crowd here. I'm so happy. So this is so good. So I've been speaking about climbing Swiss mountains. Well, you can climb the Rocky Mountains, the Himalaya, whatever it is for you. Hi, Tanya from Germany, and Andras, I think you're from Switzerland as well, from Winterthur. Yes, that's where the radio is from, where I listen in every morning. Very good. So welcome back. Such an exciting day today. I really am so excited. So I know that some of you did take action already. So Tanya, who's on this call, congratulations. She opened as her one step that you can do today. So she opened her Facebook group for her business. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I know that Landon has taken massive action, and Jessie also. Jessie, so thank you so much for your post yesterday. I was really moved, and I'm so happy to see how this can work in such a short time. Absolutely amazing. It's really about when you make the decision that, yes, I'm in for that. I want to know more, to do more, just go in there. So yeah, let's call it miracles happen, because that's what it is. It's a wonderful journey. Hi, Billy from Indiana, United States. Wonderful to see you all. Bill is from the UK as well. So wonderful. So let me know who else is in and where you're from, and then we'll get going with your plan to achieve your goals. So I hope that by now you have already nailed your goal, because that's the one thing that is like the anchor of everything. If you don't know exactly what you want or where you're going, so climbing a mountain can be very hard, because you can go all kinds of paths and ways, and you can actually walk around and then to the top, and you can go from Switzerland if you want to cross the Alps to Italy, but you take the direction to Germany, you're not going to get there, right? So having a goal is super, super important. And if you haven't yet reached out to your success advisor, do so. The option to book a call with them is open today and tomorrow. The calls can take place next week, but you can book them only today or tomorrow, because tomorrow is our final day on the boot camp. And that's kind of where the crowd disperses, right? Then I'm going to let you implement what you learn. And there are several ways, of course, also to do this. And I'll also share a bit how, or some ideas how you can do it. Anyways, if you haven't yet taken advantage and benefited from this very super important goal setting call, which is free, by the way, and you can just benefit from this resource, as a part of this boot camp. So go ahead and book a call. If you don't know who your success advisor is, then let us know. Just say, who is my success advisor here in the comments, and then we can reach out to you and give you one of our fabulous success advisors. So we had on day number 1, we spoke about goals. So you know your goal, that's why you know where we're heading. So in our drawing, and I'm going to use this today again, here's your goal, where you want to be with a big smile, and this is where you're at. So it's okay, you maybe even, you know, it's not so happy, I guess you're kind of okay, so it's good there, okay? But here it's exciting, it's what you want, that's how you want to live life, and that's where we're going to go today. Then on day 2, we said, okay, I get it. When you want to be this person, so there are all kinds of obstacles on the way, right? On the way to the mountain, there are hills, and there are rivers, and there are cliffs, right? Yeah, so you have, so there are things, let's acknowledge that. So even if I say everything is possible and there is no obstacles, I'm not saying they're not there. I'm just saying, once we know that we have several options, you can walk around, you can find your path around, you can take a ladder to actually climb this peak, you can take this thing to just erase it. So you have to take action. It's true, you have to take action, but it's possible. There's so many things that are possible. And if I ask you, or because I ask you on the second day, so how can you overcome? Very few, you know, had the idea for all of those options. So having a mastermind, having this to really think about it, and going into the question and raising the idea. So that was also the exercise in your bootcamp guide that you could download and make the exercises. So there I invited you to write down exercises. And then on day 3, I said, okay, so knowing the stuff is good, doing is better. And then I invited you to do one thing. Let's not get overwhelmed. Let's keep it simple, right? One step you can do today, one thing. So Nicole has bought a domain for her business. Congratulations. Tanya has opened her Facebook group. Congratulations. Absolutely amazing. Others have booked a call. Yeah, 2 people have written me an email. Wonderful. Like, every action towards your goal is one step closer to the goal. So you're not anymore here. Those who have taken the first step are already here. Okay. Yoo-hoo. See how it goes? See how it goes. So where are you on your journey, right? So this is the question today. Where are you on your journey? And for the rest of let's say, of your life, I want to give you a 12-step plan so you can walk and race to your goal. Are you ready? So for today, I invite you to take pen and paper or anything to write. So I know that a lot like to write it on smart devices, etc. That's good, but there is something in having it written down on a piece of paper. Okay, so just if you have something to write here, then that's wonderful. Dharma is also in the house. Thank you. Yes, keen to understand the 12-step process. Yeah, stay tuned, and you'll be surprised how simple and clear these steps are. So okay, so today we're going to focus on these 12 steps. Are you ready? Let me know in the comments if you're ready. Okay, so I want to go back because I had a question in one of the emails about procrastination. So they were saying, that's all good, that sounds good. I even did, the person even did the 1 step, but generally speaking, so procrastination is one of the biggest issues. So what I wanted to say, if you think So what did I say on day number 1? If you think from the goal, if you look down, if you're really excited, so if you have procrastination showing up, your goal isn't big enough. So make it more exciting. Make it something that you cannot afford to waste any day or minute or you know, of your focus on not reaching your goal. It's so exciting. So make your goal as big that you just feel drawn there. So that's the energy of the goals, right? So the other thing about procrastination is sometimes you feel pressure. You have to feel pressure. So there are people that, okay, you need a deadline, and then you just before the deadline, you start to take action. So I can help you with that. The deadline is tomorrow. Tomorrow, this boot camp is going to end. So I invite you to take action today. And as I explained yesterday with the sand clock, you have always only now. So always now you can make a decision to take action. You cannot make a decision to take action in the past. And you cannot take a decision to take action in the future, because when the future comes, that's why people push out the decisions. So once you know the decision, you know what your decision is, go for it. Do the one thing, even if you cannot follow through the whole decision, even if you cannot buy your dream villa after tomorrow, but start to look for it. Make a decision that you invest your energies in there. Maybe you can do a down payment. Maybe you can find people help you financing, you know, whatever it is. So just have your villa, your goals in your mind and take the actions, okay? Because there is no time to waste, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if you're 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80, you have always now. And we have always, you know, tomorrow and after tomorrow, as long as we have it. So don't you want to live every day in your goal achieved? Yeah. So don't wait. And then if it's the alibis, maybe first the coffee, maybe a bit later, maybe I wait for a better time. So I promised you Napoleon Hill's alibis to take you on a journey. You can pick yours and then let's overcome them. But just don't let yourself being held up there, right? There is nothing that can't be overcome. And again, if you feel there is, just write it in the comments, and your success advisor or we're going to help you. Like, there is nothing on this planet that is going to stop you. Okay, we will find a solution for everything. And I have to say, one of the people, the other person that wrote in, she asked, you know, what is possible? How can I make it happen? And I want you to think in this way. This is the exactly right question. How is it possible? I really want to do it. It's a decision. I made a decision, but I really don't know how. So that's the way to go about it. You can ask me, you can ask the success advisor, you can ask, you know, people that know the thing that you want to achieve, right? So if it's about acting classes, I'm no actor, but I'm sure you can find people that are, you know, in this space that you can ask. So whatever it is for you, make this first step, right? And the last thing I want to say about procrastination, it's just the same as indecision, as not making a decision, or as giving up, right? So, you know, even if it's a deadline that you just put to yourself, just remember that you always have now, and you can only now make a decision. Okay, so for whatever it is. So yesterday we had a bit a look about what is the one thing, and I want you to, with that, so some of you have taken action, and from all the others that I didn't hear, and I invited you on the emails and here on the call. So for all of those who didn't take action, so why was that? Aren't you excited about your goal? Don't you want to achieve your goals? Isn't it time to achieve your goals now, to go for them full in? Do you want to make the decision that this is the time, this is your time? 2020 has shown us so well how nothing is certain and how everything can change. And therefore, knowing that everything changes, make a decision to go for your dreams. Just do it, right? And then also, if you want us to celebrate you, to be there for you, it's just a comment here in this thread, or you can post to this group. Today I did XYZ. Today I overcame that ABC. And we'll celebrate you, right? So that's why you have this mindful success achiever. You have here a like-minded community. And we're here to support you. I want to support you. And even if it starts with a post, with a love and like on a post, right? So let's do this. So some of you that didn't take action, I want to give you help here as well. So besides the alibis that I promise you, and that they are, of course, a very strong factor in your decision-making process. So some kind of are self-satisfied. It's kind of, oh, I got this. I know it already. I've read all the books. I've watched all the movies. I know this stuff. So the question there is, so do the results back up what you're saying? Right? Yes, so Landon is confused, overwhelmed, starting the clean up to clarity. That's right. That's why I'm saying it's a step by step. You don't have to jump from here to the top of you cannot jump from here to the top of the mountain, but step by step, always the path will clear up, right? When you run a marathon, you can always see a couple of, dozens or hundreds of meters you can see, or feet, I don't know, in the US, but I'll go for meters then. You can't see the whole 42 point something kilometers, right? But you can always see the next section, and just trust that on your marathon, there is always a next section. And always when you see it, it's clear where the path goes. So make sure that you make the first step. As easy as that. Stenia is saying there is always a great reason to know what you want and to follow through with it. Yes, action is key to get inspired. So good. Yes. Yeah. So others that don't take action, it's perhaps because they blame outside circumstances. So if you blame other people or Corona or the boss or your work or your family or specific people, so you don't own your responsibility in this journey. I'm not saying they are not there, because they are, but the question is, how do you navigate this? Do you assume leadership? Do you look for solutions? Do you change environments that aren't helpful? So this is one of the very important steps to realize how much you can do. And it's just if you decide to have a new thought about the same thing, right? If you look at, so funny story, I used to hate washing the dishes. I really, really detested it. Like, ugh, right? So yeah, a bit of spoiled girl. Anyway, between me and my husband, it was always clear that I'm doing the cooking and he's doing the dishes. So that was several years ago now, and yeah, 10 years ago that we're married now, so 12 years since we're together. That's kind of how we started this. And then at one point he started to work so much and so long, and then he just wouldn't do the dishes. And it was also clear that I wouldn't ask him to do the dishes when he came out really exhausted late at night, but I didn't want to do them either. So there was a problem, right? So a friend of mine, I talked to her and she said, you just need to love it. I was like, what? What? I love to make dishes? No way. Anyways, because someone had to do them, and I was home at the time. So I started, that was the time when TED was new. So, okay, see my gray hair? So TED was new then. And I started to listen to TED Talks, and I started to like listening to TED Talks. And then I started to wash the dishes and fold the clothes while listening to TED Talks, and later also YouTube clips. And then washing the dishes was just a byproduct, because I can perfectly listen to those TED Talks and watch them and do the dishes. So I just neutralized my feelings about washing the dishes by focusing on something else, right? So if you refocus your energies, that's a wonderful solution, right? Yes, we have a dishwasher. Yes, thanks for asking. Yes, we do have a dishwasher. It's just putting it in, but okay. So things have changed. I have grown. But anyways, it's an experience. And whatever it is that you don't like a certain thing at work. So, you know, did you look for having the conversation about it? Did you look for other solutions, etc.? So it's always about having creative ideas, and there is always possibilities. And yes, sometimes, well, do I want to change my work just because of that? Sometimes you want, right? And so we're afraid about losing this security. There is always something better waiting around the corner. If you just like, if it's not good, if you have really bad feelings about something, so change is always good. Okay. So that's another thing. Yeah. Oh, then I had a WhatsApp conversation today about with a very, very dear friend of mine, and I just told her. So she wrote me. Okay. So she has a day off tomorrow, and I wrote her, "What are you going to do tomorrow to reach your goal?" And then she said, "I wish and hope to do X, Y, Z." And I said, wish and hope is good. Doing is better. So all of you who have heard and know something about manifesting, if you wish and hope, so there is an energy of lack in there because you don't have it, because you wish, if I could, if I would have, if there was, right? So it's a lack. So you want to turn it around and see yourself from the goal achieved. So you have it already. You're so happy and grateful that you did call that person, that you reorganized that corner, that whatever it is for you, right? So you're so happy and grateful that you have achieved it already. So then take this energy from the goal achieved, and then make your plan for tomorrow or for today. Is that powerful? Yes. Andras, you shouldn't focus on your dislike. That's right. Focus on what you like. However, if you feel something isn't, aligned, so focus on what it is, become conscious in order to change it, right? That's a very good thing. Okay, so another thing I wanted to discuss with you is the fear of success. So I have one of our TIR clients. So when she started, she was like, but what if people, so she wanted to have a business, and then her question was, but what if people see me? And I was, yeah, what if people see you? I mean, as a business owner, you want people to see you, right? You want them to work with you. So the fear of success, for some, it is a topic, and we really should go into this. And it's just, you will not fear your success if you think from the goal achieved, right? Because it's so exciting to be there. So when you celebrate the steps, you celebrate you're here, you celebrate, let's draw someone that did climb the ladder. Hey, we have a very cool view from here. Let's celebrate the steps, right? Because once you can celebrate the step, you can also celebrate your big, big, big success. Is that cool? Yes, so let me know in the comment if you like that. So before I go into the 12-step plan, and I hope you have already gotten something to write, I want to read a section from Think and Grow Rich, because he has there 4 principles for success. So 4 principles. And it's kind of aligned with this masterclass, but I want to read it in his words because it's very powerful. So the first, a definite, so the necessary steps are 4 steps according to Think and Grow Rich, yes. A definite purpose backed by a burning desire for its fulfillment. So the definite purpose is your goal, or what you know is your why, your purpose. Why are you doing it? And if you don't know your why, again, reach out to your success advisors and they will help you with it. Billy's saying, I love it. Yes, it's so good. And then backed by a burning desire for its fulfillment. So that's what I said. If you don't have this burning desire, that procrastination is just not the possibility. So then you're here, you have a goal here. So yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it would be nice, right? So make sure you have a goal up here, right? Now I'm outside the frame. That's where we're going, outside the box, outside the frame. Okay, second, a definite plan expressed in continuous action. So a definite plan, I'm going to give you a definite plan today, 12 steps. You can, according to these, write out what are the action steps that you're taking, expressed by continuous action, which means that every day a little step. Don't be overwhelmed. You don't have to jump to the top of the Swiss Alps in one day. You go on a path, step by step. 3, a mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences, including negative suggestions of relatives, friends, and acquaintances. Yes, so that's absolutely what we're, I lost my thread. That's absolutely what we just, here it is, that Andras was saying, you shouldn't focus on your dislikes. So that's exactly that. Don't focus on what doesn't work, because that's giving energies to your alibis. Do you give energy to your alibis or to your goals? You can do only one. So choose your goals. That's just that, right? If you don't have a supportive surroundings or people around you or environment, change the environment, because you can have new people around you. In this group, in this very group, you can find accountability partners. You have people that know this process, that are doing this process. So here you go, no excuses there. You have like-minded people where you can do this process, okay? Number 3. Then number 4 is a friendly alliance with one or more persons who will encourage one to follow through with both plan and purpose. So yes, and that is also the mastermind. So are you ready to write down the 12 steps? So the goals we discussed in day number 1, the definite plan. I gave you the first step yesterday. So are you ready to write down your definite plan? Okay, so the first, number 1, is a worthy idea, or also your big goal. Big goal. If you haven't your big goal yet, your purpose, reach out to your success advisor and make sure you have that nailed. So we touched upon this also. You can, if you're today the first time here, go back and see the day number 1. There is a good idea how to find your goal and do the exercises in the bootcamp guide. I gave you especially the exercises in the bootcamp guide so that you can do them. Okay, so that's setting and achieving worthy goals. Step number 1. Step number 2, the knowing doing gap. So that's what we also covered in day number 2. And if you're here the first time today, so go back and watch the replay for day number 2, understanding the knowing doing gap. And again, for this, if you don't know how you can get into the doing mode, or how knowing all this information hasn't yet resulted in the results achieved, how you know how to make money, but the money isn't in the bank account, how you know how to run a business, but your business is about to go broke. If this is the thing, so again, reach out to your success advisor and make sure that, that you close the gap. Then, so these two, I run a bit over it because we already did it. Then the third, use your mind. So yesterday I gave you already some hints about how you can actively use your mind. So we know there is the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. We have conscious senses or faculties. So we see, smell, taste, touch, and hear, right? So we receive information in these 5 senses. So that's the conscious mind, which makes about 5% of how we create our results. The rest of the 95% is our subconscious. The subconscious interprets this information and translates it into actions. So if you hear a certain thing, if you smell a certain smell, it reminds you something that can be different for you and for me. If you smell the sea, some will think, wow, vacations, and other will think, oh, today it's a windy weather, and some will feel good and feel, yeah, so the associations, that's absolutely an interpretation from your subconscious mind. And knowing how the subconscious mind works and knowing to operate it, your results will change by that. Because that is how I suddenly felt differently about washing the dishes, and then the dishes were washed and I was happy. I wasn't, upset about it anymore. That is how it's changed, right? So use the infinite mind. And there is 6 mental muscles in the subconscious mind, like your willpower. If you don't know how to develop your willpower, and again, that's the procrastination questions, and many of you that wrote in because of the procrastination problem, right? So developing your willpower will give you the tools you need to achieve your goals. Then we have memory, how to use your memory. So some people, because they had a traumatic memory in the past, or because they were growing up in a certain way, have never changed that because the body remembers. It's not that your conscious mind decides, oh, I'm not doing this because, it's because your body remembers. Don't do this because, right? And sometimes it's just something that doesn't serve you anymore, and you need to learn to let go. So what memories continue to serve us and which ones don't, right? Sometimes we have a memory and then you can just say, thank you for the experience. I learned from it. Now I know better, right? So that is developing the memory and working with it. The next is the imagination. Some people will always stay here because they can't even imagine how it will look like here, right? So because I can watch the Swiss Alps every day, they're outside my window. I don't know if Dominic in the Philippines or Billy in Indiana can visualize how the Swiss Alps look like, right? The same way, I imagine that in the Philippines, there's such a tropical paradise, and I've seen pictures of friends that have been there. Dominic, I want to come, right? But I just know it from the pictures. I've never been there. So if you have never been there in your goal, it's really, something that you can develop and you can get ideas, right? So whatever your goal, if it's your dream car, your dream house, your dream business, go there in your imagination and take the first step, right? So that's the imagination. Then we have perception. That's what I'm talking about all day. Do you watch from here and make decisions from here and look up? Or do you make decisions looking from your goal achieved, right? Of course, as a business owner, you invest in your marketing. Or as a business starter, also business owners like, I have to spend money on marketing. Of course you do, right? So the perception is different, right? If you have a villa, so you will look differently at let's say at employing, let's say, a cleaning fairy, right? Or how to tend to the garden. Maybe here you don't even have a garden, right? So it's a different perception. So using this thing also, it's very nice to work with. So when I work with my mentor, with Bob Proctor, so his view of having achieved all of this already just gives me just so many ideas. What else can I do, right? And if I just had the time, and I have so many plans, but it's because I can visualize it. I can have the perception of how would this help me? What would it be like to be there, right? And then I have a different idea. If I said, I earn X amount of money and therefore I can never be a millionaire, so guess what? Then you're never going to be a millionaire. But as a millionaire, as a self-made millionaire, I have to think, okay, what are my ways? I can play the lottery, right? Very good way to become a millionaire. I can run a business. I can cooperate. I can have ideas and create a startup, which is also business. I can marry a very rich person. Well, I'm happily married, thank you. So there is all kinds of ideas, and some you can say, okay, that's not my path, and some are your path. But if I wouldn't think from the goal achieved that I want to have these millions and that I'm going to have these millions, I wouldn't have to drive to even think about it. Can you see where that goes? So that's your infinite mind, right? So there is tomorrow a bonus about that, but today I don't want to focus on bonuses because I want you to focus on this process, on this path. And that's only step 3. So you use your infinite mind, okay? How you can do it, I'll tell you a bit later in this call today. So then number 4, the secret genie, unlocking the mind to get better results. So the infinite mind explains how it works. And in the secret genie, we actually apply it. Like I told you yesterday, do one thing. So how would you feel if you start to do the exercises? Do these things, right? Train those mental muscles. You go and train your physical muscles. Perhaps you have a subscription for a gym, or I personally go out to do jogging every morning in the weekdays. So what is your mental training? Do you train? Do you grow there? Do you grow your mental muscles? Yeah. So that's step number 4, grow your mental muscles. Then step number 5. I'll call it thinking into results. And it means stay in charge no matter the circumstance, no matter what. So that means, and I kind of mentioned it at the beginning of the call, that whatever the circumstance, there is always a possibility. There is always another option. There is always something you can do. You can decide that a circumstance is going to affect me, or you can decide that if at all, I'm going to learn something from this and from here onward and upward. Every circumstance, every person that is in your life is either growing you or growing you differently, right? So either you take this as a learning experience or as a growth experience. And the learning experience is a growth experience. So how cool about that? And that is attitude, that is mindset, right? Because I could also say, I can go and cry. Oh, the circumstances are so bad, and now it's Corona and business is not good. And I know so many businesses had a really hard year. And I'm not saying that you know, that they didn't do a good job. But those who realized quickly and said, okay, this is the situation. I cannot let the situation influence my business because I have employees and I have a dream and I have invested already so much. So their thinking was, what can I do now? What can I do next? And that's how these businesses changed quickly and adapted themselves and continue to run. So that is mindset. That is using this infinite mind and having trained these mental muscles. So there you can see who is the real leaders in business and who are those like, oh, let's watch and see. Because if you ask me, that's not going anywhere next year. Things won't change back to what it was before. And even if it does, like the whole world won't be what it was before, right? We've grown in a different way so much, right? So that's the step number 5. You cannot let your circumstance define you. You define the circumstances. And then again, it's thinking into results. It's because you start with the results and reverse engineer the process. So it's not, the meaning is not that you think about the results and then they're going to show up kind of magically. No, it's the other way around. If you don't think about your results, you will never get them. Only if you think, what is your result? Let's say this is your result. You can reverse engineer and think, okay, so what are the steps I have to do in order to achieve this result? And once you know the steps, so how do I have to feel in order for me to make these steps, right? So I told you about some really, decision makers that, or action takers that made the steps yesterday because I invited you to, and they shared. Maybe you did do it and you didn't share, so that's okay. And I invite you to share. And those who didn't, it's because there is a feeling of fear, or am I good enough, or is this a good action? So all kinds of things. So let's reflect, how do you have to feel in order to take this action? So that what this is. And in order to feel that way, so how do we change the thoughts? And therefore it connects the thoughts and the results. So you go first to the results and you reverse engineer the process. Okay, so that's number 5. Then, after you made a decision not to let the circumstances influence your situation, so we turn it around and we say, environment is but our looking glass. So create the circumstances you want, right? So in order to open a business, if you want to have a carpentry, so people have to invest in a machine, right? And you have to have a location and you have to tell clients, right? So you create the circumstance. Now, so many businesses are online business. So instead of buying the machine, perhaps you buy a online marketing course or something like this, which is kind of your machine, right? That creates the clients. And that said, I'll go into this later. I want to mention here the cash flow quadrant by Kiyosaki, because so many business owners don't make the switch from employed to employee to business owner to investor. But let me get to this in a couple of minutes. So step number 6 is create the circumstances that make you in your results achieve, right? If you want to know how that works, again, you can reach out to your success advisors. They can also give you information about that, and I'll also be happy to assist you with this. Then, very important, trample the terror barrier. So these hills, these buts and ifs and how they will show up. And the thing is, because here is outside your comfort zone, right? We had the comfort zone is somewhere here, somewhere here. So that is the terror barrier. So you go to your comfort zone. I can walk here, but this is really high, right? I can invest a bit, but this is really a lot. I can allocate time, but for this, I don't have time. I can, whatever it is. So there is this invisible barrier that so many touch so often. And then what happens is that you straightly bounce back. It's not for me. Now is not a good time. Later, right? So that's what it's doing. And because we know it necessarily must show up, otherwise, again, your goal isn't big enough. It's not outside your comfort zone and therefore not next level. You make sure that your dream is next level, right? And therefore, this terror barrier is going to show up. It can be, I do a live video on Facebook. I post, so I will be exposed, right? Whatever your terror barrier, will take care. I give you the tools in this 7th step, how to jump, because All it takes is a decision, and then you close your eyes and you just focus and go. You know, there is a tunnel, there is a way, there is always a way, because everything you want to achieve, most probably someone did it before. Is it possible for people to start from 0 to millions? Yes, people did it, right? Is it possible to be not known and become an actor, famous actor? Yes, right? Is it even possible to come from the Swiss, or let's call it Austrian Alps, and to be a Hollywood star? Hey, I shared a video about Arnold Schwarzenegger, and to become governor in the United States. Isn't that cool? It's because he had a goal, and a real big one, right? So whatever your goal, you will have to know how to face and jump this. And once you do it, you will see how easy it is. It's really easy, because it's the stories in our mind that make us small, that hold us back. It's the stories. Because if you know, and when you know, and once you know that everything is in you, money isn't an issue, time isn't an issue, confidence isn't an issue, because there is no reason that this should be an issue, right? It's all there. You just have to take it. You don't know where to take it? Follow the steps. Follow the steps. I'm going to show you. You know, I didn't start here. I also started sometime. And actually, you know, Facebook shows the videos that from several years back. So just yesterday, I was reminded about the situation, one of the first live videos. It's so awkward. It's so awkward. But had I not made these awkward videos before, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, right? Bob told the story that he was sharing, and so excited about this information that he booked a theater with some several thousands of places for people to come, because he was convinced that, you know, everyone wants this information. And then 6 single individual people showed up in a hall of several thousand. And then, you know what he did? He did his presentation. So it's okay, wherever you are, whatever the next step, it's on the way from you to your goal achieved. And again, there is a way, there is always a way, and you have to go it. Again, there is no shortcut in jumping to the Swiss mountain. Actually, if you build a cable car, but that's just another path, right? So so we learn how to, so the next step is to trample the terror barrier, right? Once you do that, then it's the power of praxis, because once you did it, you'll do it again. You know what? After you're here, there might be another barrier here, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to jump it. And you know what happens with someone that exercises jumping terror barriers again and again and again? He or she becomes a master at it. And you know what comes out when you're a master in jumping your limiting beliefs? You'll be on the top of the mountain. You will be in your goal, because you make always again the decision to jump and to jump and to jump and to walk and to take the steps. You take the steps. And by a law, you will achieve your goal, right? So then step number 9 is working on your attitude, because you know what? It's hard. I don't know how, but what if it's raining, right? So attitude, just so you know what we're speaking about, is the alignment of your thoughts, your feelings, and actions. The alignment of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. So only when those 3 come together, you can actually, you know, do the steps. Because when you think, and that's where most people are, yes, I want the millions, but you act from a place of scarcity. Yes, I want to have millions, but I cannot invest $500. That's not acting from the goal achieved. You know what? And if you have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you know what is OPM? He talks about OPM. Someone knows what it is? Let me see in the comments are delayed by 20 seconds. Anyways, OPM is other people's money. So what Kiyosaki did is to take money from the banks, invest, pay back, and have the interest, right? That's passive income. Who here wants passive income? Passive income, right? I'll speak about this a little bit more, but that is, you have to act from here. So again, when you act aligned with the thoughts, feelings, and actions, that is the attitude that will take you to your goal, right? Because those saying, oh, but I don't have time, if you will never take the time to work on your goal, to achieve your goal, guess what? Right? If you want to have an online business and then you say, but I'm not going to post, let alone going live, guess what? Right? So knowing you have to do it, knowing how it works, even feeling good about it and not doing it. So that's attitude. The ninth step is to align your thoughts, what you know, your feelings, how you feel about it, and your actions. That's the only way you take the steps, right? And you know what? Sometimes it's okay to have a guide just taking you by the hand, right? Or have like-minded people as the fourth principle in Think and Grow Rich, right? You have like-minded people doing it with you. How cool is that, that you have people that you share your fears, you share what's going on, and you just do it together. How cool is that? Then the next is, now it's getting interesting, even more. The most valuable person, and that is you. You are a born leader. Now, some of you will resonate, yes, I am. And some of you will say, what? I'm the leader? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. The leader achieves his or her goals. Yes, you are. The moment you make a decision, the moment you take the first step, you're the first step in your leadership. The moment you understand, hey, that's my circumstances, now I create my own, that's leadership. The moment that you understand that everything is in you and you can develop your higher faculties, you can create the circumstances, you can align your attitudes, you are the leader. And you know what leaders do? They succeed. They have success. That's why I can consciously say this is by law. If you do the previous steps, you are a leader. You are the leader in your life, perhaps only for yourself and perhaps for your family, perhaps for your company, and perhaps for the whole world. You decide, but it all starts with you leading yourself to success. Say yes if this resonates. Let me see the comments here. Yes, say yes if this resonates. Step 11, are you ready to write down about step 11? Leaving everyone with the impression of increase. That's the number one key to success, leaving everyone with the impression of increase. Now, some of you are familiar with the book. Billy says yes, so here's the delay often. This is from the book, The Science of Getting Rich. Let me know if you've read it. Just write in the comments, yes, I read it. Tammy's saying yes. Here you go. Here the yeses are coming in. Bobby's saying yes. Wonderful. Yes. Okay, so Bill is saying yes. Yeah, here we go. That's so good. I think Zoom should kind of, well, it's the connection between Zoom and Facebook to let's work on this delay so I can see your yeses in real time. Okay, so Billy has read the Science of Getting Rich book, and so I have and I'm rewriting it now with applied exercises because again, it's about, and Andras is saying yes. Here we go. Very cool. because it's not about reading the book, it's about doing what is said here. And because it's kind of old English, so I'm rewriting the exercises in a way that it's very tangible, but that's another program. That's 2021, and I'm looking forward for the book coming out and also letting you guys know about this course. And if you want it, just type it in the comments, let me know when it's out. So that's good, and I will. So anyways, the principle that we learn from leaving everyone with impression of increase is that, and it starts from yourself, that if you leave others with an impression of increase, for example, if I make a compliment, if I say something good, if I have an idea, if it's something that increases life, and life always wants to be increased by law. That's why flowers and trees and animals and babies, everything grows. So everything always grows. That's nature. If it doesn't grow, it decays, right? That's when the leaves are, letting go. But that's just for the purpose of growing more. So that is, Tammy, yes, I'll let you know when it's out. So everything is about growth. That's why we want more. We want a bigger house. We want more money in the bank account, right? We want more time for doing what's fun, right? So it's all about having the more. So acknowledge it. If you say, no, I'm good. No, my goal is on here. So that's not exciting. That doesn't make you happy. I had recently a call with someone and said, I just want something for my son. And then I ask, so what about you? I'm fine. So let's see where this is going, right? You, from the goal achieved, you will increase yourself, right? And with that, many others. On the flip side, if you complain about the circumstances, about the weather, about what you don't have, that's not helping in any way to achieve this. The only you can acknowledge that there is something that you haven't yet, or that isn't existing. Here you go. Create your circumstances. That's leaving everyone with the impression of increase, right? So that's that. So learning this principle and doing it always, every time, with everyone, starting with yourself and with everyone else. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. That's step 11. Ready for step 12? Let me know if you're ready. Step number 12 is magnifying your mind. In step number 12, I will teach you how you can magnify your mind and become unstoppable, right? You know what happened when you achieved your goal? You know what happens? Write down if you know. Here you go. There is more cool goals that you can achieve, right? You got the millions in the bank. How about the vacation home? How about, the girls project, right? Where I told you with $5 you can put 5 girls for 2 more years back to school. I want so much money to help so many people. I have to get incredibly rich, billions, because I know what I'm going to do with this, and I'm going to help so many people. So become unstoppable in your thoughts, in your action, in whatever you want for yourself, right? So can you see yourself following such a plan? Do you want to follow such a plan? Let me know in the comments. Write a yes. Yes, so this is a plan that takes you from here to here. Do you want? Let me know. Oh, here you go. Bill is saying yes. Yeah, wonderful. So I'm waiting for the delay. I want to see your yeses. Anyways, if there was such a plan, would you want to do it? Would you like me to show you how? Yeah. So the thing is, Rome isn't built in a day, but Rome was built. Yeah? So shall I tell you how it works? Landon is saying yes. Here we go. So I'm going to show you how it works. because there is a program with exactly these 12 steps, exactly. If you think you got it, show me by the results. That's good. I'm going to celebrate you so much, right? There is a program. It was designed by Bob Proctor. So he has results. Oh my gosh, does he has results. He helps yearly tens of thousands of people and is responsible for billions made in companies. Billions. Tammy's saying, sure, here we go. So Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher, and Sandy Gallagher is one of the star attorneys in the US that has merged banks and worked with the biggest of firms. This program was a corporate program. It was just very exclusive for those who can, you know, the top of the top. But then they said, why shouldn't we open it for everyone? And so they did, because leaving everyone with the impression of increase is something they live by, right? So this program, I teach it. It's called Thinking into Results, because that's the whole process. We start with the results and we reverse engineer the process. And this is the program, 12 steps. So we're going to do this 12 steps in 24 weeks. And why 24 weeks? Because there is no, it's not about learning to know, it's about doing. So we have calls every week. And in one call, I explain you the concept. You do the exercises, like I invited you yesterday to do the exercises. And then we have another call and we discuss the exercises. What worked? What didn't? What was the terror barrier? How can we overcome it? We do it together in a like-minded group with people that all know those steps. Yes, so Bob has created videos. And Sandy, they have created videos, they have created exercises. I'm going to give them to you and you will have lifetime access to these, lifetime access. So you know what? You reach this goal, you're going through the process again. You will go here. You've reached this goal, you're going through the process again. You go here. So it's like a toolbox. And in this toolbox, your goal is the anchor. Your goal is the anchor. Well, not like this, but like this, it lifts you up. Right? And then you get the tools. And by doing this once and again, so you have all kinds of tools that you can apply and achieve your goal, and achieve your goal, and achieve your goal. Right? So that's why it's 24 weeks. But it's not only that you get his exercises and the videos. You get the 24 calls with me where I'm walking you through the process, where I'm taking you and work on your practical examples. So it's not like any other self-study programs. Watch this video and then have the results. Watch this video and then you go. No, you have a mentor with you. You have a coach with you, right? So that's different. That's absolutely different. How do you think I make it? And you know what? Today I have 3 coaches. Once I understood how powerful this is, and how nice it is to see the shortcuts, right? I'll use this color now. I'll take the shortcut through the valleys. Why to climb the mountains if I can take the shortcut? Or I said, let's build a cable car. I built a station here, and here we go, right? That is working with a coach. When someone knows that there is a cable car here or knows how to build a cable car, right? Yeah. So what else? We have 4 layers of accountability, 4 layers. So the first is the exercises and videos by Bob and Sandy. The second is the coaching calls with me. The third is that Bob actually offers live calls with all the people studying Thinking into Results, and you can actually ask Bob himself. How valuable is that? That's crazy. When I heard that, I was like, what kind of person in his size has open calls for all people studying his stuff? Powerful. Powerful. You'll also get his book, You Are Born Rich. And for those people that decide today, because today we have the Money EQ Mastery call, People deciding today, yes, I want this, can join the Money EQ Mastery call today. Those who make the decision to join before next Thursday can go on the other Money EQ Mastery call. But then that's that program will be closed until next year, until mid next year, not just January. So that will be closed. So make a decision. If you know that this is what you want, here you go. Start to do what it takes, right? So if money is an issue, it's not an issue because you have the Money EQ Mastery. And Landon here is on the Money EQ Mastery, and Tammy is, and yeah, maybe you can write something about how cool it is, about how helpful it is to rethink these money principles there. Yeah, so I give you bonuses, but I want you to make the decision if you want to follow this path. And no, it's not the question about, so how much does it cost? I know that this is in the back of your mind, I know it. But today, I will just want to invite you to make a decision. Do you want this? Do you want to have a clear program to know how it works? Or do you want to continue to dabble in there? So, and to do what you did, and you will get what you got, right? So you make a decision first. If you really want to know the price, book a call with your success advisor. They know. I know you can book a call with me, but next week. This week it will be with the success advisors. And if you really want, you can book today a call also with the success advisors next week. So that's good. Let us know where you're from. So if you don't have a success advisor yet, so we can allocate you to one of the success advisors. And we're going to start with thinking into results then beginning of January. But we have now some powerful pre-calls in December. And the next one, the first one, is by the end of next week. And you know why? Because Christmas is coming up, because New Year's is coming up, because you want to now take action, nail your goal, go in there, start visualizing, right? Do the preparatory work, because once we're going to get started with this 24 weeks, so it's actually, you get some bonus weeks, right? 3 bonus calls, 2 in December, 1 in January. The next one is the end of next week. So make up your mind. Yes, I want it. Write it in the comment. Yes, I want. Write it in the comments. So your success advisor can see it and I can see it. And it's kind of a micro commitment to yourself. Yes, I want to have a clear step-by-step process to know how it takes. Do you want me to go over this again? Just to give you so it's the goal, closing the knowing doing gap, working with your infinite mind, understanding where the limits are and just bursting them out, or to train your mental muscle. Number 4, thinking into results, which means the circumstances are not defining you and then you define the circumstances. And then trample the terror barrier, the power of practice. You practice and practice and practice until you get the results. The magic word, the secrets of attitude, right? You learn about attitude. Perhaps, dear team, you can drop the link so people can apply for thinking into results, right? There are going to be some questions about your goal, about how open-minded you are about this. So it's inspireworks.ch, inspireworks.ch. There you can apply if you know, yes, I want this 12-step process. Yes, I want someone guiding me through this. Yes, I want to have a like-minded community doing this with them. So where was the attitude? And then you are the leader. So the leadership principles. And yes, I said I want to tell you about the principles of the cash flow quadrant. So business owners here, many said, okay, I have a dream, let's open my business, right? But as long as they stay in an employee mindset, they're not becoming the business owner and continue to trade their time for money. So as a business owner, you don't trade anymore your time for money, but you have systems in place that help you making this money. So it's automations, it's people, it's teams, it's outsourcing. So it's a shift in mind. How shall I onboard the people, right? So that is how you become a business owner and then an investor, right? So that's about the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. So becoming an investor is like running a business, right? So where is the money going to come from? From your time, from making money, and from your ideas, right? So you go in that. So who is this for? This is if you look for a guide, if you look for like-minded people to doing this in a group. By the way, I'm running Thinking of the Results in German and in English, both. So you can apply with the same link. I see Billy shared it, inspireworks.ch. You apply, it's in English. You can answer your answers in German. That's perfectly fine. And when you do, you can, I'll ask you about your preference about English and German. Both are going to start in January and both are going to have complimentary calls. So here now in December, the next starts next week. So make sure that you sign up or you show us your interest, and just by saying, yes, I'm interested, right? Yeah. So again, who is this for? If you look for a supportive environment, if you always wanted to work with people who did it, people who have done it already, a true mastermind, right? If this is something that you want to learn how to trust your own abilities to do what it takes to take yourself one step forward. Landon is going to leave, yeah, and so have a good time. But I see you tonight on the Money EQ Mastery. Looking forward, and thank you for being here on the call. Wonderful. So let me know who wants that. Or just click on the link that Billy shared there. Yes, I see inspireworks.ch. So if this is for you, say yes to yourself. Say yes to your goals. Say yes to have a better future. Say yes that you lead yourself to success. Because this is a bulletproof system. This is designed by Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher. He is famous from the movie The Secret, right? This is the process I have gone through, and the other success advisors here. This is why am I so excited about it? Because it works. You see, I told you at the beginning of this call that who would have thought that just within under 8 months, I have an international team working with me. And now I have a team from South Africa to the UK and from the United States to the Philippines. How cool is that? Sitting somewhere in Switzerland. Like, how cool is that, right? But first I have to go there in my mind and to see what is possible. I can see that everything is possible when I just make up my mind. So you make up your mind, you take a decision. Let us know in the comment, yes, I'm in, yes, I want, and your success advisor is going to reach out for you. And you know what? You know, Phil Goldfine, he has won the Oscar and the Emmy and a swimming award just because he made his mind up to. You know what? My client, Yolanda, at the beginning, she didn't even have the money to put down. You know what she did? She made up her mind that she's going to do this. You know what happened 1 week later? She got the letter from an insurance that made her paid back some money, and it was exactly the amount of the down payment. But it's because she already said, yes, I want. So universe is magic if you just allow, if you just make sure that you make a decision, you tell what you want, right? And then maybe I should ask her to have an interview. And then, you know what? When we started, she was overwhelmed from all kinds of things. And then when we did this step-by-step process, she started her business in quantum healing. And the moment that she so I asked her, what is the one step that you can do? So she wrote it in the bio on Facebook, updated the bio. 1 day later, she had her first client. And you know what? This client was a millionaire. And you know what? Then he brought his wife. So she had 2 millionaire clients within 2 days. How cool, right? And you know what? Also, she manifested the pickup and the steak. And she opened a nonprofit organization, the Girls Project, that I also support. And that's why I also want to interview her, because that's such a beautiful thing. And everyone that is going to come for studying Thinking into Results, I'm going to invest $25 for every person that opts into Thinking into Results, that I will give the Girls Project. You know what you do with $25 in the Girls Project? You put 125 girls to school for 2 years just by signing up for Thinking into Results. You kind of fund the tuition, but no, you'll enable girls with the Girls Project for 2 more years to attend school, 125 girls, because I made the decision to invest in, right? But that is her, that is Yolanda making the decision that that she wants to do it and that she's not overwhelmed anymore, right? That was her decision, right? Ali, when she started in Thinking into Results, she was unemployed in a foreign country. And you know what she shared last week? Not only did she find work, become her dream job, that is a senior Java developer. She has her YouTube channel and it's growing by the day, but also she was nominated for the World Global Awards for Women in Tech, right? And that's after 5 months of Thinking into Results. You see how possible, what is possible if you make it possible? So reach out to your success advisor, come to inspireworks.ch and fill in your application. Tomorrow I'm going to speak about the bonuses, what you will also get. But just let me know, is that cool? Would you want to do this? Yes. Let me know what is it that you think you need. Because for every obstacle, there is a bridge, right? And if all this did was giving you a clear path and how to celebrate your successes, would it be worth? Just take some time to fill up the application in inspireworks.ch or have a call with your success advisor if you want to have a personal guidance on that. If all this did was that you can see your goal achieved, would it be worth it to just take that one step? Yeah. Yes. So I am a bit over time, but you make your decision. Again, if you want to know what is the investment in it, so first you make a decision, and you can make the decision by reaching out to your success advisor, by typing here, yes, I want, yes, I'm in, by reaching out to me, by applying into inspireworks.com. So either way, not .com, .ch. So either way, there is a way, right? It's just one step. Is it worth to have a chat? Some 45 minutes about your goals, if this is a fit? Yeah. So today, the only thing I want you to do is to make a plan according to these 12 steps. Is this what you want? Is this how you want to learn how to reach your success? And not only know, but actually not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. Here we go. Tammy saying, yes, I want to live in the success feeling. Yeah. So let's do it. Yeah. So you make your decision, take action, apply in inspireworks.ch, reach out to your success advisor, have that call, get your information, make the investment in yourself, in the time, in the resources. Yes, it's also about money. Everything in your goal is about time, money, and resources, you know? Also, if you want to have a villa, if you have, like, either I wanted to say if it's a step on the way or the final goal, you always, by increasing yourself, it's about the energy. You know what? If you don't pay money, you don't pay attention. Have you heard about this? You know that I have $50,000 energy days, and you know why they work so well? So don't worry, this program is not going to be 50,000. And from your goal achieved, it's ridiculous, right? Because once you're the millionaire, wouldn't you pay 800,000 in order to be a millionaire? Right? So it works so well paying 50,000 because the energy the person gives in is so different than anything else, right? So you make your decision. I'm going to see you tomorrow with the other bonuses, with more information, with more inspiration. And the call tomorrow is about how to unleash your power by connecting your purpose, vision, and inspired action to reach your goals and to succeed with ease and joy. So with that, my friends, you make your decision today, and tomorrow we're going to have more fun. Bye-bye.